We're going to sink our teeth into a bit of Moist Critical. Twitch is dead. Twitch is dead.
Wait a little bit to see what Twitch would respond with, because the backlash has been considerable. Everyone is rightfully furious about this, and I just kind of wanted to let it all simmer, let Twitch kind of marinate in this witch's cauldron.
He got copyrighted twice. Oh, God.
So in
legal action in that.
I'm very sweaty right now, and I've just got home, and it turns out they did respond. I expected them to respond with something like, "Our sincerest apologies. Earlier this afternoon, we were coming down with a severe case of big fucking idiot disease, brain rot. When we came
this is a video about Twitch, by the way.
We're sorry." That's right.
Context to this clip: they had an update on Twitch saying that you can't have something to do with sponsorships that you can't have on Twitch, and that's how people get most of their revenue is from sponsorships. And they said they were getting rid of that, or they were like clamping down on it, something like that. And then it got massive hate on Twitter. And then everyone were violating them on Twitter. Twitch came out and said, okay, we're sorry for doing this. We're going to get rid of it. But in the actual terms of services, like in writing and stuff like that, they didn't actually remove it. So I'm guessing this is going to be a video that is going to be talking about that.
Today that Twitch has put sponsored content and branded content in their crosshairs to try.
What does it say? Logos on stream. On-stream brand overlays are limited to 3% size of the screen. What? With limitation, limited or not allowed. Inserted burned-in video ads. Streamers may not insert video ads directly into their... Wait, what? What does that mean? Streamers may not insert... Oh, okay. I know what that means. It's like a G Fuel thing, and it like pops up on the screen saying like, yeah. Exactly like that thing there.
So formats permitted with the new guidelines on branded content on Twitch.
That's crazy.
Logos on stream. So branded overlays are limited to 3% of screen size at most. So any branded overlays can only be 3% of screen size.
Yeah, but why? Why do they do that though? I don't get it. Like, how does that harm them at all? How does this harm them? How does this harm Twitch? Why are they stopping it?
That means, like, if you have a G Fuel sponsorship or something, you can only have, like, G Fuel in the 3% of your screen area. You can no longer have burned-in video ads, meaning you can't play, like, your own ads during it or ads of another brand that's working with you.
That's crazy, because his esports team...
You can't have display ads, so, like, banner ads, which is a big one because a lot of sponsored game streams require banner ads, which completely removes that, which is a huge hit to most streamers. We'll
that's what everyone uses, the banner ads.
And then you can't have audio ads played during streams. Now they clarify what is allowed, which is branded panels on the channel page or showcasing products in the stream background or links to other sites that promote things, discussing, endorsing, or unboxing products, and playing sponsored games. The last one's a little silly considering that when you play sponsored games, part of that package almost always includes at least one of the things that is now forbidden.
Facts.
With the new policy changes they're toying around with. All of these are huge changes. A lot of streamers have talked about this. I've talked about this. The vast majority of revenue a streamer generates is through sponsorships, whether it's sponsored game deals for like X amount of hours streaming a game, or just ancillary partnerships with other brands that you will promote during your stream. That's where the majority of streamers' revenue, 500 streamers elsewhere, if they can no longer pursue partnerships comfortably on the platform. Exactly.
So now these Twitch streamers can't do sponsored content. So why would they stay on Twitch when everywhere else allows it? Like, you know what I mean?
This is a platform destroying moment. This is up there with Tumblr banning porn, or that day that OnlyFans decided they were going to ban porn. It is it's Armageddon for the platform. This would sink Twitch, without exaggeration. Let's talk about some more specific examples. Tournaments, video game tournaments, or even just any general events could no longer function on Twitch. Because for those tournaments to exist, they have sponsors.
Exactly.
As part of those sponsorship packages, the events, like a Smash event or a Valorant event, are obligated to play those sponsored ads during the event, which has now entered Santa Claus's naughty list here on Twitch.
So they're all dipping from Twitch.
You're going to fucking slammer. You're going to jail if you play a sponsored ad during your stream.
Yeah, what happens actually?
Policy changes. So let's take, for example, Valorant. Valorant has an eBay deal. So during intermission in between games and Valorant broadcasts, they play eBay ads. Not anymore. Not anymore, Buster. You can't do that shit.
So now they're they're either going to move from Twitch or lose all of that money. So they're probably going to move from Twitch.
No more of that shit. Now, there's something very interesting to note here is that YouTube actually has a similar policy that a lot of people are bringing up to compare the two right now. But Twitch's enforcement and the way that they spoke about it seems very different than the enforcement of YouTube. And from everything I've read, YouTube doesn't really enforce this policy even at all to begin with. It's just kind of there as a blanket.
Yeah, but how do we know that the Twitch people actually enforce it, though?
But either way, there is something comparable on YouTube, but not nearly as egregious or as frightening as what Twitch is proposing. Now, when this policy change first got announced, we immediately tried reaching out to as many people as possible for some clarity, because the way that it reads seems like it's going to have a massively detrimental impact on our esports org, Moist Esports.
Yeah, facts. Because he's the owner of a esports. And on the Mega Strikers, he has a skin on Asher.
It seems like we're in some fucking hot water there, which is not good. Opera GX sponsors our esports team. And as part of that sponsorship deal, during our watch parties when we're cheering on our teams, we play our own custom Opera GX ads that we made ourselves with green screen, like where I'm a pirate or a fisherman, those kind of really goofy over-the-top ads. We play those. But now that whole concept is more forbidden than human transmutation in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. We can't do that anymore, which is a huge hit to our esports org. Since
they're gonna make like no money now, blood.
The expectation that we're also going to be doing those ads during our watch parties, which we can't do anymore. We also have a banner ad for Opera GX during the watch parties, which we can't use anymore. So the main two things Opera GX is sponsoring our esports org for has been banished to the fucking Shadow Realm.
Exactly. So they're going to lose all their money.
If we're to continue doing watch parties on
Twitch. They're going to have to move from Twitch.
Out of our control.
I'll tell you what's going to happen. So many people are going to move to YouTube or Kick. But it's crazy. It's crazy. This right now is so good for all the other platforms. I think super beneficial for Kick, because they have so much talk about Kick right now. So many people are going to go over there. The people that are earning the money from the sponsorships, they're going to go to Kick. And then the people with the YouTube channels, they're going to go to YouTube. So Twitch is just from this right here, they're ruining everything. So they got to make a change. They have to make a change.
Choosing not to fulfill our obligations with Opera GX, Twitch just wouldn't allow us to, or else my channel would get banned on Twitch for doing so.
Oh, I guess banned.
Now, Opera GX has been an extraordinary partner. I don't think they'd actually drop us for it, but they would have every reason to, because they wouldn't be able to get what they were paying for with our esports org and our watch parties anymore, because Twitch isn't allowing it in its current state, at least not as it stands from their first pass of this policy. It's just so
facts. They gotta do something, blood.
Now, you know,
here we go.
Esports org or, you know, top streamers or anything like that. It's any streamer that would pursue sponsorships, which is a lot of them.
Twitch brought something out that said, like, sponsorships aren't gonna be allowed. There's not gonna be allowed. They're changing it so you can't have like sponsored banners that like pop up on the bottom of the screen. You know, they go across. You can't play your own like custom made videos. Like this guy right here. I don't know if you know who he is. He's got a esports organization, and you know esports barely make any money. So he has a sponsorship where he's like, it pops up on the screen, and that's not allowed anymore. So why would the sponsorship still sponsor him? So everyone on Twitch is gonna move, because sponsorships is where they make the most money. So why would they stay on Twitch when they don't allow it? So they're either gonna go to YouTube, Kick, other places. But Twitch said on Twitter that they'd get rid of it because they got so much hate for it. But in actual fact, in the terms of service, it's still there. So this is why this video's come out. And it's ripping into them. It's ripping into them. So this is a massive L for Twitch. Because it doesn't even hurt them. So why are they doing it? It doesn't lose the money if people just run ads. It's crazy. So like the people who are sponsored by G Fuel can't have a pop-up that says 30% off, use discount code Freddy048.
All of them alike do rely on sponsorships. And this hits everybody equally. It fucks everyone in the face all the same. It is an extremely greedy and corrupt, degenerate decision from Twitch. It is fucking disgusting. It's definitely worth mentioning that I have seen being made where Twitch might follow YouTube's example here and won't enforce it strictly.
Exactly.
Like they might just reserve this policy.
That's what he's talking about right here.
Only. And I guess that
literally anything in the social media world, Moist Critical, he's on it. He's on it. So you've got to subscribe to this guy, because he knows it. He knows everything.
entirely possible, but there's just no way of knowing. We just have to wait and see how it all plays out. But there's very clear ways this could be implemented that hurts every single person who uses the platform. And personally, I feel the reason why they're even making this policy update in the first place isn't necessarily to follow suit with YouTube or something.
Yeah,
like
why?
You know, a fallback protocol in case there's bad actors misusing branded content somewhere. I feel the reason to try and push all their streamers to do everything through Twitch. You know, do all of their sponsorships through their sponsorship programs. That way they can get a cut.
That's so risky. Why would they even attempt to do that? Because it ain't gonna work.
I interpret all this. That's how I feel the motivation behind it was. Is misguided. It's mismanaged. It's completely lost. It's geriatric. It is desperately trying to get its grubby little fingers, just plant these little piggies in each pie that happens on their platform. And that comes right out of the streamer's income. We've already seen them do that with the sub revenue, where they're dropping everyone to 50-50 sub revenue forever, non-negotiable.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And now they're doing it for sponsorships because on Twitch, all streamers, a lot of them are doing sponsorships. And when they do, Twitch sees nothing from it. They don't get any portion of sponsorships done by streamers on their platform. And that makes them furious.
Yeah, it's because they probably want to cut from that as well.
So this is their attempt to try and force streamers to comply with Twitch's ad incentive program or their branded content program, such as like the Twitch Bounty Board. The Twitch Bounty Board works kind of like a sponsorship where companies have approached Twitch to do like sponsored game deals. And streamers can go into their bounty board, click and see what's there, and then choose to take a deal where they're getting paid X amount of dollars for X amount of hours. And if they do that, Twitch gets a large portion of that income. To me, it just seems like the direction Twitch is going is do everything through us or else. It's only been 2 months since they made this announcement where they're testing new experiences to connect streamers and brands through their sponsored streaming network that they're creating.
Yeah, they're trying to make it all Twitch related.
Offers this program, it seems like this policy change was supposed to make any money if you get a brand deal outside of this program, whereas if you use Twitch here for their sponsored streams, Twitch makes money from it. Twitch is really trying to monopolize streamers' income, and this is something Mr. Beast just mentioned on Twitter as well. Twitch just wants to make sure that if any money is generated on their platform, they get a piece of that pie. They want that cake. They're gluttonous, and they're willing to... So let's do another example. Smash tournaments. Smash tournaments rely entirely on sponsorship revenue.
Exactly.
Like a Papa John's ad.
If they don't get sponsored, it's wraps. It's wraps.
That adds large screen built-in ads during broadcasts and even just full commercials during their broadcasts during intermissions. All of those things are no longer allowed if this policy goes through.
Exactly. That means Smash tournaments are wraps.
Ruins Music Festival. Music Festival is another great example. Music festivals rely heavily on sponsors too. If you watch a music festival that sometimes get broadcast on Twitch, you'll notice that...
Just saying, this ruins esports, by the way. So if you watch any esports, it won't be there anymore, or it won't be on Twitch, because as you know, esports is a dying thing. Esports is dying. So now that they can't, the only way that these guys can make money mostly is from the ads. So now that they're getting rid of it and they're not allowing it, it's over. They're gonna have to move. And they have to hope that the sponsors come with them. So esports is wraps on Twitch, which is like some of the best parts. It's sad to see.
They have their own built-in ads as well that they'll play sometimes.
Because they're trying to get a cut of everything, even from the sponsors.
That's no longer allowed either. So should this policy be pushed through the gates of fucking Mordor here and make it to the platform, every single event organizer is going to leave Twitch because they legitimately will not be able to run on Twitch anymore if they can't play ads from their sponsors. And sponsors aren't going to give money to people or events if they can't have their brand
exactly
a banner ad or a normal commercial. If they can't get anything out of it, why the fuck would any of these brands sponsor anything on the platform?
Exactly.
So all of the event organizers are probably going to go to places like Kick or YouTube.
Well, I
imagine
so they can get their money's worth.
Will be going to other platforms as well, at least part-time. They won't fully invest in Twitch anymore because it's not safe or reliable to do so. Again, Twitch themselves have said most streamers are getting...
That's the only reason they're doing it, is because they have their own sponsorship program. And the reason they have their own sponsorship program is so they can get a cut of it. Like the sponsored games that you see on Twitch, Twitch get a large chunk of that. But if you just do a sponsorship that's like not with Twitch, now they're doing this because they're forcing them to not have it so they can go through Twitch's program, which they get a chunk from. Without that, they don't get a cut of it. So everyone's going crazy.
Most of their money through sponsorships. And now Twitch is hitting sponsorships. Like, they're reducing their ability to make money through sponsorships, like directly impacting them, even after recognizing how important that is to the ecosystem. So most streamers, there will be a mass exodus, I imagine. A lot of streamers have already said that they're going to do that on Twitter in response to this. So
which Twitch streamer said that?
Platforms, so that way they can continue to have these sponsorship
Facts.
opportunities. Like Twitch,
I guess maybe that's how
really
they've stayed live for so long.
Here. This
it's because they keep getting so much money because they take it from everyone.
Now, I've said this, I've been very open about it. When my Twitch contract ends, and I am doing my best to try and end it early,
crazy.
When it ends, I will be going to other platforms to stream, just to test them all out. I'll still be streaming on Twitch occasionally, but like we can't even do our watch parties there anymore, which is a big thing that I love to do.
Yeah.
So I would like to try streaming on YouTube, for example, which is why I turned on memberships on YouTube here, just in case. So
yeah,
it's one of those things where this is something that will destroy the platform.
Yeah, facts. I could back that.
Must have recognized that because they did put out a follow-up statement about an hour ago here.
Saying what?
And I think it's trash. I think it is a terrible response. Today's branded content policy update was overly broad. This created confusion and frustration, and we apologize for that.
Is that it?
We do not intend to limit streamers' ability to enter into direct relationships with sponsors, and we understand that this is an important part of how streamers earn revenue.
Exactly.
We wanted to clarify our existing ads policy that was intended to prohibit third-party and networks from selling burned-in video and display ads on Twitch, which is consistent with other services. We missed the mark with the policy language and will rewrite the guidelines to be clearer. Thank you for sharing your concerns, and we appreciate the feedback. We'll notify the community once we've updated the language.
Bruh.
What a load of horseradish. This is some sour fucking mustard here. Basically saying, we're sorry you misunderstood us. Yeah, we must use too many big words for your simpleton minds, and it led to too much confusion, so we're sorry for that. We'll make sure to dumb it down into layman's terms going forward.
Wow.
Well, that's just not the case. It's not like you put out a broad statement that had a lot of misinterpretation or misconstruing of the information. You laid out pictures. Like, you literally made it as simple and specific as possible, down to exact percentages of how much it could take up on screen. 3%. That's not broad. Like, you specifically laid it all out with fucking pictures. Like, I don't know why they're trying to play this
we understand what it is. Those pictures, we all know.
People misunderstood it.
Changing the language in the terms of service ain't going to change anything.
I don't think there was any misunderstanding here.
Yeah.
This is just a really sad attempt to try and save face. Like, oh, no. We didn't mean what you guys are saying. No. We meant something totally different.
Yeah,
Brother,
facts.
You laid out a picture book of the new policy changes.
Exactly.
Like, it doesn't get more clear than that. Now, again, this is just very obvious backpedaling here, but at least just own it. Just be like, hey, guys, look, we fucked up. We're lost. We don't know what we're doing at Twitch, guys. Look, everything's on fire over here. Employees are getting let go left and right. Our CEO's 96 years old. He's a fucking fossil. Like, we just don't know what's going on.
Why is he the CEO?
Correctly, so we fucked up with this idea. We're just desperately trying to get a couple more doubloons out of the platform and don't know how. Like, at least that would have been honest. As opposed to going down this path where it's like, sorry, it was confusing and you guys didn't understand us. And then the ultimate cherry on top of the shit cake is they still, in their response, don't explain what they're doing.
Yeah, facts.
They're still not explaining what
they didn't even say anything. They just said they changed the language in it to make it dumber.
Okay, so what did we get wrong? What did we misunderstand then? The only thing they add even a little bit of clarity to is that it's supposed to target third-party ad networks. Like, I suppose there's some companies that have programs that will pump branded content onto some streams, and it kind of competes with Twitch's own built-in display ads. It's something I've never heard of and had to do some serious digging to find, because it's not exactly a prevalent issue on the platform from everything I'm reading, but there are a couple of companies that will pump their own ads onto streamers' streams, like burn in ads onto their streams. And when those pop up during a stream, that makes money for that third-party company, not Twitch, and sometimes the streamer gets a kickback from that as well, but it's not like a true sponsorship partnership deal. It's like a ad network basically having their own display ads on Twitch without it being Twitch display ads, if that makes any sense. It's very niche. Like, if that truly was what they were trying to target, there's a very overblown response and exaggerated reaction to it. They went nuclear on it with this whole song and dance they've made out of it. it's very clear Twitch wants to facilitate every sponsorship deal through their platform so they get a cut of it. They've announced like the ad incentive program, as well as they even have their own new branded content program to get sponsorships through them.
Yeah,
And
so they can take a
they
cut.
get a portion of all of that. So they want to make
Facts.
sure that streamers are kind of coerced into using those programs.
Exactly.
So that way Twitch can get more money out of them, as opposed to having their own agents, their own managers, or their own connections to these brands to work directly with them, where Twitch doesn't see any money from those sponsorships.
Yeah.
It's very clear why they want to do this. It's just a fucked up thing to do,
Mm.
and it ruins the whole platform by trying to implement this policy because no one's going to stay there. There's competition. Twitch isn't the only platform for streaming. You can go elsewhere, and many streamers will and are actively. Even with a full walk back here, and they like completely
see, like,
just eat
that
shit
Bruce guy
publicly and say,
when
like, look, we're just
Aiden
not-
Ross
we're
when
not going
they're
down
all
this path
going.
anymore. Everything's going to stay the same. You can still do sponsorships, no problem. Even if they do that, the trust is gone. Most streamers are still going to look elsewhere because Twitch has shown their hand. They've shown their whole ass here. Twitch is more than comfortable not only taking money away from streamers' sub revenue, but just taking money away from streamers in general across the board, even on things they have no part in, which is sponsorships.
Yeah,
Like, if
facts.
a creator gets their own sponsorship, they should have full reign, full rights to do whatever they want with it
Mm-hmm.
when streaming. Twitch shouldn't be getting a cut of sponsorship deals that you yourself are getting, or your manager. or
Greedy
team or
as hell,
whatever is
blood.
getting. That is outrageous. That is such a fucking overreach, and it's disgusting. The greed has single-handedly destroyed Twitch. I don't know how it bounces back. Like, the reputation.
Yeah,
is
what are they
beyond
gonna do
ruined.
now?
And like I mentioned, even if a
What are they gonna do?
full walk back on
He'll have to make a
everything here
follow-up
takes
video.
place,
A
I
follow-up
still
video on a
see
follow-up video.
A ton of streamers streaming elsewhere. Maybe not full time, but they'll dip their toes into plenty of other platforms just to try them out because it's not safe to commit fully to being on Twitch. There's no reason to be exclusive on Twitch anymore. That's just not something most people will want to do going forward, I bet. So yeah, I just want to talk about this a little bit. That's it. So, yep.
Right, well, that was it. Well, that was it. That was his take on Twitch is dead, and I back it. I back it completely. I don't know what they're gonna do about it, but I'm sure he's gonna do a follow-up video, and I'm sure I'll watch that on stream.